whenever, I'll give you an example. Another example is like the word Adam, right? The name Adam means ground, right? That's the name for Adam, right? But now if you want to speak about a plot of land, or the actual ground, you would call it Dama, with the ha at the end, which is also ground, or it could, it really literally means ground. All right. Now you would apply that word if you're speaking about a plot of land, or if you're speaking about something that's pertaining to a piece of earth, or a piece of land, or plot of land. You would put the ha at the end of Adam. You would make it a Dama. Why? Because of the fact that signifies it signifies a feminine tense, so to speak. All right. Now, the next one we're gonna deal with is the suffix nawa. Now, the suffix nawa means our. All right. Now I'll give you the example of our bread, lakam nawa. All right, which means our bread. And basically, the construction of any word that you have out there will be the same thing, regardless of what it is, whether it's a pen, a pencil, a chair, whether it be a bed, whatever. All you have to do is just add the nawa at the end. Same thing for the chair, kasa nawa, which means our chair. Okay, oops, our chair. All right, now the next one we're gonna deal with is the suffix come. Right, the suffix come at the end of a word is your, but it's your male plural. All right, so whenever you see a come at the end of a word, it means your, but it means your, but it's in a male plural sense. All right, now the way you would say your bread for more than one a man would be lakam come. Right, now I'm gonna pull up something real quick just so you can see. Matter of fact, let me write that down. Your bread. All right, so that literally means your bread, but it means your bread plural. Now I'm gonna show you an example of that. I have here in the book of Leviticus, the 26th chapter, right? It says, and your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time, and you shall eat your bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely. Right? So now when you scroll down here and you read through all the English, and then you come to where it says your bread, it says there lakam, right? Excuse me. But then when you go to the Hebrew portion of this and you read through here, right, when you come to the word bread, it says what? Lacham come. Why? Because it's your bread, masculine plural. Lacham come, your bread. As you see here. I'm sorry, not there, right here. Lacham, oh, I missed the lacham come. That's the same thing you saw over here. Lacham come. All right. Now, as we go down, you want to do your chair, masculine plural, is kasa come. Your chair. All right. Now, if you want to do the feminine tense, which that goes into the next suffix, which the next suffix is kan. Right. Now, keep in mind that whenever you see these letters or these combination of letters at the end of a word, that's what it means. This one would be your, but it would be feminine plural. All right. Now we know that the word kan means yes. The word kan by itself means yes. Like if a brother asks you a question, you'll say kan or yes. But this kan here is at the end of a word. So at the end of a word, when you see the word kan would be female plural. Like I give you the example of the bread again. Lacham kan, which is your bread, female plural. Okay, and I show you the example of lacham kam with the male masculine plural in Leviticus 26th chapter. Alright, now we'll give you another example of chair, kasa kan, which means your chair, but it's female plural. Alright, and you know, eventually you keep practicing, you brothers will get this, you know. I mean, it might sound a little redundant, it might sound a little boring, or it might sound a little confusing, which is really shouldn't be. But if you study it and you practice, it'll come to you no problem. All right, now the next one, the last well, I got two more suffixes. Now the suffix ma at the end of a word means there, right? But it's there basically masculine. Okay, like I'll give you an example. You have let me drop down here. Lacham ma. Lacham ma means their bread. Okay, and that's masculine. And I'll give you an example of that. Lacham ma. And if you know, when you brothers are practicing, you can separate the words from each other, just so you get familiar with it. But then sometimes when you read it in the Hebrew, they're all connected together. Alright, so lacham ma is their bread. So now when we go here to the book of Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, the 19th verse, it says, "And say unto the people of the land, Thus saith the Lord power of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Israel, they shall eat their bread," right there, their bread, "with carefulness, and drink their water with astonishment, that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of all them that dwell therein." Alright, so now the point that we're dealing with here is their bread. And when you come down here and you scroll down to where it says their bread, it says lacham, right? But then in the Hebrew here, in the actual sentence, you have what? Lacham ma. Alright, lacham ma, which is the same thing that we saw here. Lacham ma, which is their bread. Alright, I'll show you that once again. Lacham, la, cham, ma. Alright, that's their bread. So that's a suffix for to make something in a plural sense of their, but you add the ma at the end to make distinguish that it's their bread, but it's their bread in a masculine form. Now for the female, the suffix, which is the last suffix, is na. Alright, which means their, but it means their in a feminine tense. Alright, just like you would have the word lacham na, alright, which means their bread, which is feminine. Alright, then you have also kasa na, which is their chair, feminine. Alright, so those pretty much are all the suffixes in the Hebrew. So when you see these letters at the end of a word, and all this stuff is pretty much in the Hebrew booklet. So if you go to the Hebrew booklet, you can find all these things. But as you know, it's good to go over it and touch on it and explain it. That way brothers can understand it a little bit better. Alright, so those are basically the suffixes for the Hebrew language. Alright, and I'm going to end it right there. And Lord's will, I come back with another show, because I wanted to touch on that suffix wa, but it's going to be a little bit, a little bit more detailed. So with that, I'm going to say shalom, and I hope you brothers learn something. And to the next time, I'll catch you on the next show, Lord's will. Shalom.